Alright guys, so we are now at the HAL static display here, and you can see right behind me is the Sukhoi SSJ 100, or known as Yakolev SSJ 100, but this is the business version of the SSJ, or I should call it as BBJ 100. But if I can show you right behind me, that is the SSJ 100 passenger version. All right, so well, as you can see, it's the day one, so many people are being crowded here, mostly from the media crew. So anyway, let's have a tour of this BBJ version of the SJ100. Let me start with the design philosophy. So by the way, this is the first time that Sukhoi has produced this civil version aircraft. Now, for military enthusiasts, you may be aware that Sukhoi is specialized on building military aircrafts with the likes of Su-30s, Su-35s, Su-57s, which is a fifth generation aircraft, right? Now let's start with the design philosophy. So first of all, the livery. It looks more impressive and more stylish too. Well, obviously, more luxurious way, I should say. And this design, especially the cockpit windows, tinted black finish, was so impressive. There's like this aircraft is wearing like a goggles, like goggles, I should say, just like I'm wearing here. Anyway. So this is a typical Sukhoi version, and it does reminds me of the Airbus A220, which fortunately you can see on the right side. There you can see, let me zoom in for you. That's the Baltic Airs A220, right? But we'll check it out there later, right? So generally this SSJ 100 is produced at Komsomolsk on Amur, and another place called Novosibirsk in Russia. Right. Now, let me show you the engines of this SSJ 100, and the most interesting thing is this. This is the Russia's version called Aviat PD8. Right. So this engine is used to replace the SAM 146, which is a joint venture between France's Safran Group and Russia's NPO Saturn. So, because of the war in Ukraine in 2022, and with sanctions came in effect, impacting on Russia's aviation industry, Russia found an alternative solution on replacing the SAM 146 engines with this one, which is Aviat PD8. Now, when it comes to the thrust range, well, it has a range between 16,000 to 17,000 pounds of force. But if you compare with the Safran's SAM 146 engines, its thrust range is approximately between 15,000 to 16,000 pounds of force, so which is a bit lesser side. So I think this is by far one of the best engines described by Russia's United Aircraft Corporation. Right. So let me show you the landing gear of this SSJ 100. So this landing gear system was actually manufactured by the Safran Group as well, but now because of the sanctions, this landing gear system is also reconfigured in a Russian's version. Right. Now I can zoom in closer to you. If you can see, those are the hydraulic pumps for the main landing gear system. So you have 4 wheels right there, one on the left, right? Let me zoom out to you. One on the left, one on the right, and one on the left right there. So aerodynamically, it looks very, very impressive in design wise. So this aircraft is registered as Romeo Alpha 89152, and actually, to be honest to say, this is supposed to be Aurus version of the SSJ 100's BBJ version. So if you guys don't know about Aurus, so Aurus is a Russian automobile manufacturer that build more luxurious vehicles like Rolls-Royce style vehicles. So it's inspired from Rolls-Royce. Well, you cannot check that in their website also, and you may realize that okay, this is a Rolls-Royce version, but this aircraft, well, it's a pure Russian built SSJ 100 here. We are now coming to the rear end of the SSJ 100. So this is the auxiliary power unit right there. So previously this APU was manufactured by Honeywell Systems, but again due to the sanctions, uh, now this APU unit has been replaced with Aerosilla TA-110. So basically, when it comes to Russian equipments, especially not only from the landing gear but even the APU unit also, one of the biggest benefit is cost cutting effects. Now compared to the western parts, sometimes uh, it might be very expensive when it comes to proper maintenance upgrades using the western equipments. But when it comes to Russian or Chinese parts, just like this SSJ 100, they are maybe, it's quality wise it's good, but more importantly, it's less expensive as well. Right now, let's head to this angle. Uh, you can clearly see there's a lot of equipment placed here. So the machine which is running right there, that's the ground power unit. They didn't activate the APU yet, uh, but yeah. Anyways, let's head to the wingtips of the Horus SSJ. You can clearly see these wingtips almost reminds me similarly to Airbus's A330 Neo, right? Basically, just to improve its aerodynamic efficiency, right? So, one of the major benefits of the SSJ is handling any airports which are remote, and more importantly here in India when they introduce Udan scheme. So the main purpose is to expand the airports at the tourist destinations and also remote locations as well. So this SSJ is specifically brought here at Wings. It's not only to showcase their Russian build capabilities, but also to build a strategic partnership with Hindustan Aeronautics Limited by producing this SSJ 100s here in India. Now, I will show you the SSJ 100, which is the HAL version right there. So, as I was headed to the second SSJ 100, which is a passenger version of the aircraft, my first question came into my mind was like, is this the first SSJ 100 here at Wings India 2026? Well, absolutely not, because the first SSJ 100 was arrived here back on 2012's India Aviation Expo as a production spec aircraft. So, well, I got a amazing opportunity to get inside the aircraft. Well, obviously you can see since this is the day one of the expo, so people are queued up waiting for their turn to get inside the aircraft. So amazingly to see the HAL logo embedded on a fuselage of the SSJ 100, which clearly symbolizes the Make in India commitment, partnering with United Aircraft Corporation by signing a historic MOU, but not only producing the airframes of SSJ 100s, but also maintenance and overhaul support or MRO support for the SSJ 100s, which is impressive indeed. Right, so now we are inside the cabin of the SSJ 100, and what it appeared to be that this is a 3-2 economy class configuration, with a maximum capacity between 86 to 90 passengers, which is a bit similar to Embraer's E175LR. And the cabin space looks very wide, and ambience looks very amazing indeed. And the seat colors, especially the blue and black finish, looks very, very impressive indeed. So we are headed to the rear end of the SSJ 100. The galley looks also very similar to the Embrace E175, and yeah, so far the product looks very, very impressive indeed. So I had a quick look how it looks like. So yeah, it's time for a photo shoot.